Hello, everybody. It's Wednesday. Welcome back to our Season 2 premiere for the Abomination Vaults Hands of the Devil. I'm your GM, Steve, and I'm joined by fellow D&D veterans Mike, Rick, Richard, and Nina as we all take a journey. Oh, wow. It's been a while, guys. We all take a journey and crit fumble our way through saying the intro. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
For those of you who are new to the stream or YouTube, welcome. And if you've been with us for a while, welcome back. It's good to have you with us, especially after our 2-week break. It feels like forever. I don't know about you guys. It feels like forever. I think I forgot how to play Pathfinder completely. So
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start over completely.
yeah, let's go back to the beginner's box and do it again. Tonight, we'd like to start with a special announcement. This episode is sponsored by the Rollsmith.
Let's go.
Now, while we were off for the last 2 weeks, Rollsmith certainly wasn't, and they've released 3 brand new dice sets over that time span. So, I think tonight, the best way to figure out which of these sets is the best one to own is to put them into a head-to-head competition with each other. We are going to have a roll-off, y'all, and this is going to help us to scientifically prove which dice is best to own.
I think mine are the best. I will prove it.
We're gonna find out. So, representing the awesome Bloodstone dice, we have the champion of the Lady of Graves herself, New Lara.
These dice represent and reflect my soul, which is dark and brooding. We'll see.
I can see the X's on your hand.
Representing the Summer Flowers dice set, we have the gentle soul and lovable protector of the forest, its flora and its fauna, the gentle soul Clovis.
If you throw away your trash in my forest, I will destroy you.
Oh, geez.
Whoa.
That took a turn. And representing the Ancient Temple dice set, the Ancient Temple white dice set, we have Mukta. Why are you representing this dice set?
Because I'm so holy and wise, of course. No, it matches my outfit, and as my mother always said, you have to coordinate your dice with your outfit.
No.
So.
Fair enough. I won't question it. And lastly, playing current champion and hoping to upset the 3 newcomers, we have Hal Harmony rocking the classic gold ore dice set.
That's right. And if you like to support me, maybe you drop some actual gold in my hat or my bucket as you listen to my music, huh?
I don't think it's the appropriate time to busk right now, Hal.
It's always the perfect time.
In each round, we're going to roll a single d20. Whoever rolls the lowest number is out. The rest are going to advance to the next round. And as a special bonus, whoever wins gets an extra hero point for tonight.
Yes.
Sound cool? Sound fun?
Sounds excellent.
Sounds good. Then let's go.
They say that if
All
you're
right.
not lucky in love, you're lucky in gambling. So let's see.
Are you ready? Everyone get your d20s loaded, ready to go. I'm going to count you down, and each one of you is going to roll a single d20. Okay, everyone, d20s locked, loaded, ready to go.
Let's go.
Ready, set, roll.
Damn it!
Wow, so that was an 8, a 5, a
Jeez.
4, and a 2.
I was like, I'm out, and then
That tracks.
Yeah, well, I am sorry, Hal, but you are eliminated. The current champion is out. The gold ore dice set is not the one you should spend your money on. Okay, so now, the other 3. We're down to 3 of the 4. We now know the new dice are the best dice, scientifically proven. Lock, load, players. Ready, set, roll.
What the heck? No!
yeah, baby.
18.
But
I said
All right.
wait a little bit and make you sweat.
The dark,
Clovis,
the
we started
brooding-
this adventure together, but I will destroy you.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry, New Lara, but you are out. The Bloodstone dice has taken a tumble, which actually leads us to the two newest dice in the Rollsmith website: the
And
Summer
the two
Flower
newest
set and the White
players.
Temple.
Come
Who's
on,
feeling
let's
lucky?
go.
Players, ready, set, roll.
And there's my crit. Damn it.
We have a winner with a 5 to a 12.
And a
Richard,
hero point.
aka Mukta, is the champion.
Woo!
Congratulations, Mukta.
Look, you don't go against Mother's advice. That's all I'm saying.
Mother knows best. You do take an extra hero point, so Mukta will start with 2 hero points tonight.
I'll probably need it.
Thank you guys for indulging my silliness. Thanks, guys, and thank you to the Rollsmith for sponsoring this episode. As part of tonight's sponsorship, the Rollsmith is giving away a $5 gift card to one of our lucky winners, which is enough to cover just exactly the White Temple dice that you saw win here tonight. The contest is live right now, so make sure you follow us on Twitch and then type !contest to enter right now. We will be announcing the winner at the end of tonight's episode around 10 o'clock Pacific. You have about 2.5 hours from now to get your entries in. Thank you to the Rollsmith for your sponsorship tonight. Make sure to check them out at check them out at therollsmith.com. All right. Another announcement. We actually have a second sponsor for tonight, everyone. Yeah,
baby.
2 sponsors. You can see them down below.
Hello, who are we?
Our second sponsor is Molten Hosting.
Oh shit.
So Molten Hosting is our choice in Foundry hosting solutions. They allow us to run our games online without needing to worry about port forwarding configuration on the GM's personal computer. You just click, set up, and you're ready to go in a few minutes. It couldn't be easier. At Molten Hosting, they have a burning desire to give you the best possible Foundry experience.
Oh.
I should have called out Otari for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Check them out at www.moltenhosting.com, or you can type !Molten inside the chat, and that should get you there. Thank you, Molten Hosting, for everything. You guys are the best.
Thank
Thank
you.
Maybe it's !Molten Hosting fully. Yeah, there we go. You got to put the whole thing. I should fix that. All right. One last bit of information to give to our audience out there. Going into book 2, we are doing a slight change in our format. Starting with season 2, we are condensing the books into 8-episode run. While this prevents us necessarily from exploring every corner of the Abomination Vaults, it does allow us to give you this content in a more manageable size, and it allows us to start eyeing other content that we'd like to bring you as a team. So tonight is actually episode 1 of an 8-episode run, and make sure to strap yourself in because it's going to be a hell of a roller coaster ride at breakneck speeds.
So many puns.
The name
All
is
right.
making me pee my pants.
Let's go to hell.
I know.
All right. Viewers, go ahead and sit back and relax.
No.
But players, let's jump into tonight's first episode of Hands of the Devil and enjoy our new cinematic.
Ugh, I'm so nervous.
Roll the clip, Rick.
The lighthouse threatening the town of Otari shines no more. But the town's fate is still being written. These heroes surprised me. The heroes of Otari. The heroes of Otari bask in their stardom, but it dulls them, weakens them. They do not know the horrors that await them in the Abomination Vaults. Creatures mutated beyond recognition. Things which should not be on this plane. Not to mention the horrible echoes of the past that still linger. Their weakness gives me their zealous quest gives me leverage. And they do not know the dangerous game that they are part of. Now they play into my hand.
Ooh, I got a little goosebumpy watching that.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of cool.
So nice.
So, yeah, thank you, Ninna, for putting that together. It was really cool. I like the horror movie take on things, changing up the style and the pace of this adventure a little bit, which is actually pretty interesting because you don't even know what's about to hit you. You're just blindly assuming it's a horror movie. You're not far off.
You know, I had nightmares making that trailer because I was just looking at the face of the devil.
Very cool. Okay. The camera fades in, the sun rising over the town of Otari. The smell of coffee fills the air as the town full of lumberjacks rises to the early light, eager to get going before the heat sets in. Our camera floats across the rooftops, through the morning fog rolling in off the inner sea, and we can see coming into focus a tavern, the Rowdy Rockfish. Inside, as we push in through the foggy window, we can see the aftermath of a celebration. Just the day before, the heroes of Otari returned a missing son to his mother here and donated half of their earnings from the mayor towards helping this very establishment. The resulting celebration was legendary. Halarmony playing music and telling tales of battles against evil creatures beneath the gauntlet. Mukta drinking and celebrating, planting seeds of Hal's greatness into the minds of the patrons. Brelda Vankervale welcoming the return of her son Lazda and the validation that she knew never to give up hope. The celebration went on into the wee hours of the morning, but two of the members checked out early, Nulara and Clovis, retreating to their rooms in an effort to uncover some of the secrets that had been dropped into their laps the night before. We cut to a room. On the desk, a blue lantern flickers, one retrieved from the depths of the Abomination Vaults, one which was used to transfix Lazda and following Volek into the depths of the keep. It casts a blue glow in the otherwise dark room with its soft flicker, and we see two people deep in study. Nulara sitting at a desk, poring over Belcora's private journal, and Clovis sitting cross-legged on the floor. We see Nulara reading intensely. Nulara, as you read through Belcora Harvex's journal, you begin to get a better sense of who she is as a person. And I know I've shared this with you, personally and privately, but I'm going to share it here on stream so all our viewers can also get caught up as well. Yeah, but you read about a child who has been raised since birth to believe she was special, born to a bloodline of powerful sorcerers, generations of inbreeding leading to the most powerful sorcerers, and eventually to Belcora's birth. Since she was a child, she has been told that she was the harbinger of Nimbaloth, the eyes of empty death, and that she alone was the family's greatest hope for power and prosperity. That all came to a close as word of their worship, including sacrifices, found their way into the authorities of Absalom. The Harvexes were exiled from Absalom when she was only 6 years old, and she was forced off the Isle of Portos. But this exile only made Belcora more resentful. At the age of 17, she was given visions by Nimbaloth, visions of a place called the Empty Vault, deep beneath Portos, in a lonely stretch of woods off the coast a few miles from Absalom, a place Belcora believed Nimbaloth once brushed against this fragile world. And so she returned to the island, using the last of her family's fortunes to erect a magical lighthouse she called the Gauntlet. She dug down deeper into the earth to find the empty vault she had seen in her visions. And as she dug down, she erected secret dungeons, which she called the Abomination Vaults. She would draw in the scariest, darkest creatures from the corners of the Darklands to her dungeons, where she would finally use the Gauntlet's magic to send them to Absalom and destroy them once and for all. The last mention in the journal is of her plan to meet a group of adventurers called the Rose Guard head on, hand them over for flesh warping experiments down below, and as you turn the page, it's blank. No more writing fills the pages. It gives you a sense of knowledge of who Belcora was, but it leaves you feeling that you need to know more about Nimbeloth herself. And as Nulara turns and looks at Clovis, we can see him sitting cross-legged. He has a large, very oversized book in his lap. The cover looks to be made of actual human flesh, and it's pulled tightly over a large skull covered in moss. Clovis looks up and locks eyes with Nulara. She can see the worry in his eyes. Clovis, as you spent the night reading this book, you learned it was called The Whispering Reeds. It details the outer goddess Nimbeloth, a shapeless entity known as the Empty Death. She preys on those who hunt souls as they travel down the river, devouring both hunter and hunted indiscriminately. Anybody she consumes is forever gone, and forever nothing. She is said to see into our world through will-o'-the-wisps, which act as her eyes. Where she brushes against our world, her influence is felt. A corruption that turns the surrounding area to swampland and births wisps into our world. It spreads as her influence grows, consuming all around her. The author of this book put together all this information to help stop Nimbeloth's influence. By collecting all the parables, myths, stories, encounters with the outer goddess, they hope to create a work that could be used by good to stop her evil. But Clovis, as you read through the book, the truth becomes apparent to you. The opposite seems to have been achieved. By compiling these stories together into one tome, you see the danger here. The book influences you. It draws you in, making you want to read more. This work has become the double-edged sword of not only providing you with the tools you need to defeat her, or the tools you need to fight her influence, but also in spreading the influence itself. The tome has become twisted from its original purpose, and now has become a religious text of sorts that the devoted to Nimbeloth used to study. The author, upon realizing his mistake, tried to destroy all copies of the print run he had created. However, he was killed before he succeeded by the cultists of Nimbeloth. Fewer than 24 copies still exist. It's included as a parable in the book itself. How the book itself is impossible to translate or transcribe. All attempts result in nothing more than gibberish. You hold in your hands the other piece to this puzzle, Clovis, a text about Nimbeloth, a powerful artifact that can be used to help you in your quest at the potential cost of your soul if you waver. And just for reference, in the party loot, I've identified the book in your inventory so you guys can take a look, and it has not only a description about the book, but all the abilities it can provide to you should you choose to use it. And as Nulara and Clovis lock eyes, the blue lantern flicker between them, I'd like to give you guys a moment to reflect on what you guys have learned, the insurmountable reality of the situation with you've been tasked. Take it away, guys.
What did you find out?
This book is pretty scary here. It does have some text about Nimbeloth and
Nimblot?
Possible way of defeating him, but this book is very dangerous. It has the ability to influence people probably to do very bad stuff.
Ooh. I mean, we still need to find out more about Nimbaloth, though, at least from what I gathered in Bokor's journal.
I agree. I mean, I don't want to put this book down. I want to keep
Yeah, I
reading
mean,
it
I don't
and-
want you to risk yourself either. I will not hesitate on putting you down.
if
I'd
you
rather
have to.
not.
If it turns me, you got to do what you got to do. But we have to learn.
Okay. Let's make sure we don't get there.
Hope
Wait,
not.
so what do you want to do with the book then? Do you want to hide it? Do you wanna...
We should put it away. We don't want anybody else to get a hold of it,
Mhm.
but I do want to keep studying it.
How can you study it safely, though?
I don't know. That was a good question.
Rin? Should we bring it up to her?
Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. I throw a blanket over it.
Right. I will point out it is a pretty big book. If you look at the book itself, the item is a 2-bulk book. So this thing is definitely thick, oversized, and wieldy. So if you guys are planning on carrying it around, yes, it's huge. So just be aware it is pretty hefty. So from
Burn, kill him.
Maybe we should hide it and just talk to Rin about it.
Okay. Let's let the others know too.
yeah, and I think from here there's like a quick cut, right? We cut to a close-up of the bottom of a doorway. The door swings open and we see a black leather boot with gold straps enter the frame. We stay close on this foot as it walks across the wooden floor, each step echoing loudly. We see it step over sleeping bodies without pause, people passed out from the celebration. And then, in frame, it stops right opposite of a sleeping Yosoki rogue. Our Mukta, curled up with an empty bottle, sleeps in a tight ball. There is a moment of pause as the voice demands attention. She clears her throat again. Nothing. With a quick kick, the leather boot juts out and hits Mukta in the shoulder. He juts awake suddenly, his eyes blurry.
I'm up, mother. I'm up, I swear.
We see from his perspective as he looks up, trying to focus at the womanly figure standing over him. 2 women stand there, hands on their hips, an eyebrow raised on each. And slowly but surely, the 2 figures merge back into one. Yin Yasmera is standing here over Mukta. We need to talk. With a cut, we are later in the morning. Mukta is half awake, a fresh cup of coffee in front of him steaming, while Yin Yasmera sips at hers. We're in the middle of a conversation, so we cut in like, it's Carmen. Look, I know we had a deal about getting you the blade, but as it turns out, it may end up being more of a risk than I am willing to take. But I know where he is. She stops to sip her coffee.
I had tried to warn you, Mera, that Carmen was more of a liability than you seem to think.
You know, word on the street is that you've gone soft. People are saying you gave up 100 of your personal gold to this very establishment. You're paying from the mayor. I never thought I'd see the day where Mukta was willingly parting with his own coin.
I mean, coin can be made and lost. Certain investments, however, may have a greater payout in the end, huh?
She gives a slight nod and she kind of leans in a little bit and she says, I should have listened when you said not to go after him. We sent 2 men after him, tracked him, but they never returned.
Maybe it's time to send your best, huh?
She smiles. She said, well, I'd offer to pay you to retrieve the sword for me. But since you've got a hole in your pocket, I imagine it wouldn't do either of us any good to motivate you.
I mean, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's always been our way, hasn't it, Mera? I mean, we need the sword. You need Carmen taken care of.
You can see she's like considering something for like a long while. And she kind of like finally like breaks her silence as she like locks eyes with you. And she says, if you want Carmen, he's holed up in Smuggler's Refuge. It's just past an old abandoned fishing camp about an hour north of here. We sent 2 men after him, as I said. They didn't return. Do with that information what you wish. I will let you know there is a bounty on his head out of the garrison. 50 gold if he's brought in, dead or alive. Her empty cup. After this debacle, Carmen is not under our protection anymore. Do what you will. She stands up from the table and starts making her way like kind of towards the door away from you. And as she does, she kind of stops. And you see her, she's looking down over a sleeping Hellarmony, using his backpack as a pillow, sleeping in one of the booths. She pauses, looking at him for too long, giving a sideways glance back at you, Mukta. When this all shakes out, I hope we're still on the same side. Whatever it is you're up to. You can see her hand resting on the hilt of her dagger, a knowing eyebrow raised.
We're always on the same side, Mira. As long as you're on my side.
That actually gets a laugh out of her, and she laughs a little bit, nods, and then leaves like the tavern. And
Rib, that kick is strong.
And with a fade, we see all the heroes gathered around the table, breakfast being put on the table by a smiling Lazda. Here you are, friends, he says, placing the tray of sausage, eggs, and thick sliced toast on the table.
Oh.
Players, you have the floor here.
Clovis, do you want to tell them?
Oh, thank God I need these sausages. That was quite a bit of ale we put down last night.
Yeah, Clovis and I found something out, but I think that what Clovis has is a little bit more pressing.
So the book we found with the human skin and the skull, it's there's a lot of stuff in there about Nimbeloth, and didn't read all of it, but it seems to be a book that definitely influences people. Probably turns into to not so good. But I do believe there may be some good information in there on to help us.
This Nimf. I'm sorry, I thought we were going to fight Belcora.
Yeah, but with Belcora, and then I relay everything from what I read in the journal. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think that in order for us to defeat her, we need to find out more about Nimbeloth.
Definitely what it's looking like.
And book is a good way to do that, but it's also dangerous.
Yeah,
Very
pretty
dangerous.
much.
Very, very dangerous.
I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, a dagger is useful and dangerous as well. So
That's a fair point.
we should be cautious, but I don't think we should just count it out right away.
Well, Laura's wondering maybe we should go see Rin about it.
What do you think?
trust her?
I just need some more water. I think I had too much to drink.
You were quite impressive last night, my friend. I haven't seen anyone drink that much ale.
Oh, okay. I had was going to have a surprised look on my face, but I appreciate the compliment.
I think he plays his music better when he's drunk too. Did you notice?
I mean, it could be he plays better or it sounds better because we're drunk. I'm not really sure. It could be both.
That is a good point.
I won't be surprised if it were. There was this like song that you started playing. It kind of got a little bit melodramatic. Are you okay?
I should be okay. I mean, you know, we keep going. I become mayor. We take over the town. We have a good time. Why not?
He was crying into my shoulder for like 5 minutes at the end of the night.
Really?
Not sure about what.
Was that when he was singing Sweet Caroline?
Maybe.
All night. That was on loop all night.
It's just not real.
Sweet Caroline.
Bam, bam,
And I start crying and look the shoulder again.
Yeah, so Brelda comes over around this point and she's like looking and she sees you guys still have plenty of food on your table and she's just like, our stocks are running a little low, but like again, I can send Laz out to get anything. What can I get you to make your lives better right now? I owe you so much.
Hal needs water, if you have any. Do you guys have seltzers? I heard those things help.
I'm going to need some orange juice, some hot sauce, a raw egg, a little bit of ale, and some charcoal.
And some Worcestershire.
Oddly, she looks at everything you say, Mook, and you're like, I can get that, but she looks at you like with the seltzer and she's just like, I wouldn't go talking that kind of city folk words around here. You might lose some of your street cred.
Oh no, I used to be poor, and then I used to hear the rich people say that a lot, so I thought I could bring it up. But I'll keep that in mind. I won't say something.
I'll be right back with your hangover cure. And she
Perfect.
She disappears. And Lazda like has to go out of the shop and run around like the town market to scrounge up all the things you want. So he's gonna be gone for a few minutes getting that for you.
Can't believe you drink or eat that stuff in the morning, Mukta. That's terrible. Is that what you do before you come and have? Is that like first breakfast and you come with us for second
wonder
breakfast?
where it goes.
As I'm eating a sausage, I say, I'm not drinking that.
Wait, what happened to your rib, by the way?
It appears I'm a bit of a heavy sleeper after I drink that much, but well, Mera came to have a chat this morning. Sorry, Inyas Mera came to have a chat. I look around. I know where Carmen is.
We need to get that blade. That sword is key for us. I mean, we have everything else. That looks great on you, Nolara, by the way. That brooch.
Where is he?
A place called Smuggler's Run. Not too far from here. Think about 2 days out. Voice in the sky, is that right?
It's only about an hour out, actually.
No, sorry. Need more coffee. About 1 hour away from here.
Yeah, what she told you, like you don't know, you're not a local, so you never heard of it, but it's this place that she called Smuggler's Refuge, and she said it's about an hour north. It's just past a abandoned fishing camp.
And I relay all that information to them.
Okay. And I think as Muka shares this, like you start hearing the description, Clovis, and immediately you, who have spent so much time living in this forest and knowing the ins and outs, you know exactly the place that he's talking about. You've chased a couple of like drunk teenagers out of there before that were disrespecting your forest.
Get off my lawn.
Exactly.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mukta, I know where that's at, so I can lead us.
Perfect. Do we have any pressing matters for today?
I think that sword is a pressing
I
matter.
think-
Yeah, it's the only thing that we need.
I think so as well. I mean, we know Carmen's there for now, but I don't want to wait too long. He might scurry away like the rat that he is.
Yep. Well, just
And
gonna
I
go-
give a small smile at that.
I think you hung out too much with Otari, Mukta.
I mean, I have this beautiful lockpick set. I mean, has a pretty good sense of humor, I'm not going to lie.
He also gave you that disease.
That deadpan delivery of his is quite good.
I don't think that's
see,
the
I
first
get it.
disease Muka has had before.
There was something in my youth, but I got that cleared up. So
Yep. So let's get some food in our bellies and get your hangover medicine and let's go.
Cool.
Yeah.
So is there any other, I mean, you guys could just right now head off towards Carmen. That's fine. Is there any other prep you guys want to do before you hit the road? Or are we just transitioning straight there?
I would probably buy some more arrows.
Okay.
And
Because I'd imagine I've lost a few, so.
How's everybody
Yeah.
doing on potions and stuff? Anybody need anything for like that?
I think.
Oh, I'm out.
I think.
I will say here in the Rowdy Rockfish, Aurelia has opened her shop. So if you go to the Rowdy Rockfish on the town map, you'll see Aurelia shop with all kinds of manner of alchemical things, including potions and things of a more destructive nature.
Ooh, actually, I don't have any gold. So.
We have
You eye across the bar and there's like a pile of gold behind the counter, like 100 gold just sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Rin's actually, and I've been. I have this piece of onyx that I've been keeping, just because I like the way it looks, but I need supplies, so I'm going to try to sell that to Rin.
Of course. So once again, you show up to Rin, and it's still early enough in the morning that actually Rin is still awake, and she's about to like get ready to call it for a night, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because she's a night owl.
And as you show up, they're getting ready to she's getting ready to turn it for the night, and Elenir is kind of getting ready to wake up and take over for the day, and she sees you, and she's just like, if it isn't my favorite Yosoki Mukta, how do the stars treat you, my friend?
They watch over me as always, my friend. How are you, Ren?
I am doing well. If I said great, I would be lying. So I will say I am doing well.
Why not great?
Haven't been sleeping well lately. The stars have been unclear about our future. The town's future. Is everything going okay? I heard the celebrations. I'm assuming
We were able to stop the lighthouse for now.
that's wonderful. But why for now?
We're heading back down. We're going to try to take care of Belcora once and for all.
She's like pausing and she's like drinking this in. So she's definitely returned then.
I don't know if she's returned or actually never quite left, but there is something sealed further down in that dungeon that we need to, break through the seal to finally just take care of it.
You see her kind of like licking her lips, like staring at you, listening to your words very carefully. And she says, and any other secrets you need help with?
I mean, I'm an open book. No secrets for me. But I'm not that I'm really aware of. I'm more of, you know, kind of the blade and key of this group. I'm not the brains, so smarter people than me might come to you to seek your insights, but I don't really know how to do that information. So
Fair enough. Just want you to be careful down there. Like I can feel something it feels like it's always just on the corner of my vision, something watching me, blocking me, clouding our future.
Actually, there is one name that came up. I'm not the religious type. I mean, you know, never been one for worship very much, relying on my own skills. But a name came up. What do you know of name Nimboloth? That's what it was, Nimboloth.
There's make a perception check for me, Clovis. Sorry, Mukta. God, still messing you two up in the next campaign. Wow.
Is this the first real roll of season 2?
It is.
This is it.
Make it good.
22.
Respectable. Average.
Ooh, nice.
You notice, like, as you say this, like, Rin, her breath starts kind of increasing a little bit and gets a little shallow, and it's very hard to see, but she's trying to, like, still herself and calm herself. Something you've said, she's trying to hide her reaction to your words unsuccessfully is basically what it comes down to. And she says, well, yes, Nimboloth, the empty death, the outer gods, the ones that I told you the story about the space between the stars. Do you recall my tales, my suspicions, my desire to know more?
Of course, I remember everything you've said.
She says, when I came here, it was my suspicion that Belcora harbored a more intimate connection to Nimboloth than anybody ever knew. If you found some evidence, something that can help, please share it with me.
Right. Like I said, I've just heard the group mention that name, that we might need to find out more about this Nimboloth. That, like you said, Belcora might have a connection to her that we might be able to, if we know more about it, maybe defeat her more easily.
That's exactly it, right? We need to be able to defend ourselves against the outer gods by any means necessary. The secrets must lie in that vault somewhere, the dungeon, Belcora's personal collection. Find what you can.
Can I get any more of a read on her? Is that what I'm getting just from that role? Can I, like, is there anything else I can try to, when she's like asking me like, what more do you know? Does she?
She's definitely putting off a keen interest, and she's pushing you for more, but you get the sense that she's restraining herself from like grabbing you and shaking you and saying like, tell me everything you know. Like, she's trying to keep it in check.
But is it more, do I get the sense that like she's more fearful of when I said Nimboloth, or more like eager?
You know what? Give me another perception check and we'll see. We'll see what your read on her comes out to be. It's hard to read with her, especially because she's not outwardly displaying her emotions on her sleeve. She could be, you know, a secret Nimboloth cultist that's here to like find the secrets and resurrect Nimboloth from beyond, and she could be a concerned party. She could just be a weird occultist person that's really interested in it for purely the knowledge sake. It's hard to tell.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, average rolls.
Yep, right, middle of the road, right? So yeah, so you know, unless there's more you want, you can like. Thing I would say, like this scene kind of like transitions into you being able to buy and sell whatever you want. And if you have any more questions for her, then she can ask. She will say, like, you know, if she's exhausted from the night, you know, come back at nighttime and maybe you can sit under the stars and discuss it more.
Of course, we're actually going to retrieve Mehem's sword. So I was wondering if, before I know you're going to bed, if you'd be interested in this bit of onyx that I found down below the lighthouse.
She's interested in it. She says, can you tell me more about it?
This is, I believe, no longer...
Is this the soul gem that you guys shattered?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's like the half-shattered soul gem kind of thing.
Just onyx.
Yeah, because it might just be like a normal piece of onyx too. I don't remember all the loot. You guys have found a lot of loot over the 22 episodes in season 1.
But I've had this for a while. I think this was from.
It could have been from Borbo's personal stash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can go ahead and, you know, she's interested in it for flavor because she'd like to put these little trinkets in her shop and like make sure it has a cool story to sell to the next person that comes along. So yeah, for sure, you can sell it to her for 25 gold.
All right. So I will.
You should be able to click the sell icon on the onyx and it should just add the gold to your inventory, I think.
Okay, perfect. Sell.
Yep, it worked.
There we go. And then I will head back to the Rowdy Rockfish.
Okay.
And buy some stuff from there.
Okay. And then the rest of you guys able to do your shopping that you wanted, your window shopping and such?
I look at both Hal and Clovis and just silently show that there's a little part of me that regrets giving away all my money.
Yeah.
That's it.
I find it funny that the one who rejects material possessions is like, nope, I'm keeping my gold. Mushi's like playing with the coin in this like leafy hand.
Mushi, you think you can spare like 4 gold? Just for a healing potion?
I can give you 4 gold. I will buy it for you.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah. You also have party loot. You can use some of the party loot.
Didn't take the gold from me, I don't think. Interesting.
Where'd you buy it from?
Aurelia's shop.
Interesting. Oh, you know why? Because she's set to a loot actor and not a merchant.
She gives it away for free.
Speaking of which, watch this week's Foundry Quick Tips video to learn how to set you up your own merchants and loot objects. And follow my advice there. Don't follow my advice here. So now she'll charge you going forward. The first one was on the house.
I bought 3.
First 3 were on the house. Mukta takes 3 alchemist fire from your shop.
Hey, I don't know Aurelia, so that's
Aurelia shop. Yeah. Perfect. You're like, yeah, yoink. That works. Whether it's flavored as you stole it or she gave it to you for free, that'll be for the viewer's imagination.
Yeah, I put 4 gold in the party loot for you to grab your potion.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other like scenes you guys have been dying to have interactions with each other? Or are we ready to get the ball rolling?
We're all still warming up. Let's get the ball rolling.
All right. So there's like a little bit of a montage as you guys are getting your gear bought and stuff, and you guys can go ahead and do that. But like, what we see is like, you know, the group like crossfades, and we see the group traveling through the forest that has always been present and around Otari, but you guys haven't, outside of Clovis, actually spent a lot of time in it. And as you're traveling through this forest towards Smuggler's Cove, Clovis has kind of taken the lead here. He's home in his element. He's guiding you guys. It's been his home for many years. He expertly navigates this trail that has long become overgrown from unused. And eventually, at about 30 minutes out from the town, Clovis, you kind of stop. You look around and you guys find yourself in a small grove built with the sky open above. There's a stone altar here in the center of this grove, and you see Clovis stopping and sniffing at the air. So Clovis, can you give me a perception check? Let's see if your average rolls is, yep, right there, right in the middle. However, you succeeded on this perception check. The DC was only 20. So what you notice, Clovis, as you look around, you notice that some of the trees in this grove, kind of around the shrine, seems to be showing signs of rot. The same rot you've seen many times in the forest. A dark spot is like appearing on the trunks, and long black tendrils of rotting wood spindling away from the decaying knot down towards the ground. And that unmistakable smell of death and decay in the air that accompanies this rot that you're used to.
This is not good, guys.
What's wrong, Clovis?
It's a bark.
Yeah, there's death there. Something is killing this area. I'm not sure what, but something is.
Do you want to bypass it, or should we? Is it safe to go over?
You sure that's not your armor?
No, it is not my armor.
You know, Clovis, like this stuff, it's not been dangerous to the touch. It's not been the kind of thing that it like hurts you or is poisonous, right? It's the same thing that you've been dealing with for quite a while. Something is like rotting the forest.
So it's the same. Okay.
It's the exact same stuff you're used to. It's just last time you were here, which, you know, was probably a few weeks, if not months ago, the grove was not infected. This is the first time you're noticing this grove.
This is starting to happen to more and more of the forest. This is kind of what led me to you guys trying to figure out what's causing the death to the forest. My belief was it was the mill, the wood mill.
After the lumber,
lumber mill. So I believe it was the lumber mill, but my suspicions now, I believe it has something to do with the lighthouse.
You think it could be this influence of this Nimbaloth that you talked of?
I believe so now. Like I said, I believe that originally we thought it was the lumber mill, and they were just killing the forest, but they do a good job. They're planting trees, they're taking care of the forest with the logging. So yeah, I do believe it could be Nimbaloth, or something to do with the lighthouse or the vaults. So yeah, it's not dangerous. Just be careful as we walk through. Just understand that this is what led me to you guys, was this death of the forest.
And I'm glad we have more knowledge to be able to fight it for now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did that talk about that in your books that you're reading? The books you can put down?
Not yet. I haven't gotten to anything about that yet.
Well, that may be true. However, as you sit here with the book in your possession, you could use use a sort of exploration downtime activity here to recall knowledge and try to see if there might be something you can ascertain from this grove now that you have a more picture. And if you look at the
I like that.
I have to double check, right? If you look at the book, do you still have it on the party loot? We'll need to get it off the party loot into one of your characters if you are indeed going to lug it around.
Yep. Who's strong enough to carry 2 bulk?
I can carry it. We can switch, and then I show Bokor's journal.
Okay.
So one of the things with a 10-minute action, you can get a +2 item bonus to skill checks to recall knowledge about Nimbaloth, her faith, or creatures associated with her.
Like it.
So as long as you can spend 10 minutes of time with the book open looking for something absolutely.
We can take some time and look through this.
Of course. But I mean, recall knowledge seems like a waste of time. No one should ever do that.
Recall knowledge is good. Knowledge is always good.
So as Clovis sits down with the book to kind of see if there's anything in here that could answer his questions about what's going on with the grove, that gives like 10 minutes for the rest of you guys to kind of do what you will within this grove. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
We're on the path, right? Heading towards Smuggler's Refuge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're about a half hour out.
I'm just going to look around to see if there's any tracks on anything that I can spot or...
Good idea.
Okay. Why don't
Good
you
luck,
give
friend.
me a perception check with guidance from Hal? I'm assuming good luck friend with the arm going out is
Yep.
your like
Yep.
international symbol for guidance. So right down the
24.
middle. Did you get the guidance in there? You did.
Yeah, I did.
That's circumstance bonus +1. I see. Okay. So as you do this, you start looking for tracks. You definitely do find a set of tracks that travel like through here. It comes into the grove. It looks to be like about a day old. The size of the tracks, they're definitely human. They fit what you might expect Carmen Rajani to have. And like it kind of comes in and you see it gives like a wide berth around the altar at the center of the grove before it continues on the other side. And it gets a little muddled because there's other like two other sets of footprints that seem to be kind of following along the track.
Exactly
But
what I expect from...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everything's what you expect. 3 sets of footprints. It seems like you're on the right track. Nothing out of the ordinary here from what you'd expect.
I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't another like one set of tracks suddenly going away.
Not that you can see. Everything looks to be on the up and up.
All right. That's what I've been doing for 10 minutes.
Okay. Hal or Nulara, anything? Clovis, you can go ahead and make me that recall knowledge nature check.
What you doing there, Hal?
I'm just
28.
Well, technically it's 30 because you get a +2 bonus because of the book.
That's right. So it's a 30.
So
It's a
okay,
dirty
sorry,
30.
go ahead, Nina and or Nulara and Hal.
You're trying to what? Sorry.
not to throw up on my shoes here. That was terrible stuff that Mukta gave me. I think he was playing a trick on me. Have you ever heard of something like that?
I remember taking stuff like that. I didn't really drink too much last night.
I usually have it, but they cook it for breakfast.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the drinks, not the breakfast. Yeah, no, I didn't touch that stuff. I've never heard of that. I've heard of this thing called like a Bloody Mary. It's like you get some tomatoes and then you punch it into a pulp, put some water in it, maybe like a bit of ale.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the ghosts and punching and stuff.
No, I feel like we're talking about two different things here, Hal.
Okay, I'll be okay.
Here, drink some more water. I have
So
a drip.
Clovis, yeah, as that comes to a close, right? Clovis, you're with your book. You're turning. You're reading through all these parables. You can feel like the influence, the words, the book is like washing over you. And this is definitely a critical success, thanks to the bonus of the book, right? Because
Nice.
DC
And
20. So
those special dice I'm rolling. Thank you, Roll Smith.
so you make a connection with the looking at the trunks, looking at the trees, everything is like decaying. And the thing you find here in the book that's most interesting is there's this talk of like Nimbaloth manifesting. Like Nimbaloth is like a seven-armed creature with like 7 fingers on each hand, and this sort of like fractal sort of like number 7 that repeats itself. And it talks about like those 7 spots being almost like a sign that's Nimbaloth influence on the region. And knowing this and like taking another look at the grove and looking around, you do indeed find exactly 7 trees in this grove infected with this like black sort of mossy connection. And you know, it basically, you can trace all 7 of those infections back through the ground, and they kind of, the 7 combine into one, and it seems to like kind of converge right around this shrine in the center of the grove. And one of the things it talks about, in addition to like the 7 and the sort of like fractals number 7 is this like sense of like a green moss, similar to the moss on the cover of the book, similar to the moss you've seen deep below the Abomination Vaults. And so you feel like maybe this moss might be like an anchor point for the infection itself.
So obviously I relay what I read in the book to the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. An anchor. And his presence is definitely here.
So can we just burn the moss or something and not?
Yeah. Oh wait, Mokta, what
sure.
if we do that and end up causing like a forest fire?
Right. Look, I'm from a desert. We didn't have much trees, so
That's fair.
Just about then I turn into my bear and be like, to prevent forest fires. Turn back out of my bear form.
Perfect use of a focus point.
you know what? When you're talking in that form, all we hear is
Rah, 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 rah. Yeah.
Okay.
But he has subtitles, doesn't he?
Yeah. So do we know anything further on that? Or
I mean, that's what you've learned based on the book, based on this. It'll all go back to the sort of, Nimbleoth spreads its influence. It spreads out to a focus point, and that focus point breaks off to 7 focus points, and that focus point spreads off to 7, and that spreads off to 7, and it's just constant like exponential growth of like influence going out. And so around here somewhere, you would expect there to be one of these anchor points.
Gotcha. Yep. So I definitely know he's the poison of my forest.
So do we come back here after he go visit the Karman and then try to figure it out? Or do we do it now? And
No, I say we get the sword, and we got some more studying to do on how to, like you said, burning the moss may be good, may be bad. We need to learn more. But let's go get that sword.
all right.
So you pack up the book, you slide it into your bag, and you guys continue on the half an hour journey towards Smuggler's Refuge. And the rest of it goes pretty uneventful. You are able to kind of follow these tracks that you found, Clovis, and it tracks pretty well with what, Mukta's following the tracks, Clovis is leading. At one point, the tracks kind of do a weird thing where they like do like a stop and like a double back. And then in your mind, Mukta, as you follow this, it's very obvious they were trying to cover their tracks, but they were not doing the best of jobs. But they at least made an effort to hide their tracks. And eventually you sync back up, and before you know it, you're outside of a cave. So there's a wide cave opening leading into rocky hills, sheltered by a stone overhang. Dense trees and berry bushes grow near a few logs, which are set almost like a campsite around a well-used fire pit. Clovis has been here many a time, popping out in bear form to chase like unruly teenagers out of his swamp. Sorry, forest. So what would you guys like to do? You're kind of sitting at the edge of the forest. You're looking at it. Just at a glance, right, there's no sign that anyone's here. The fire pit is not going. It's definitely like cold right now. There's no active flame. You can't feel the heat from here, I don't think. And then, the logs are kind of arranged, and there's this like kind of darkened cave.
You guys want to do this stealthily? Because I think the garrison might have underestimated Rajani a little bit.
mm-hmm.
I don't want us to make the same mistake.
Maybe Mukta should go have a look. Perhaps we can see something.
Like traps or something?
Just to clarify, because I know it's been weeks and weeks since we actually have played. The garrison, like the cops, the Otari garrison, they gave up the search.
Thieves Guild.
Yeah, the garrison said, we searched everywhere in town. We searched the roads. He's not in our jurisdiction. If he shows up, fine, we're going to put a bounty on it and call it a day. They've washed their hands of the situation. It's the bounty hunters in the Thieves Guild that have tracked him here. This is kind of off the book, so to speak. So you guys are all crouched having this conversation about how to proceed.
I can go and scout the area a bit.
Maybe get the lay of the land and how many people will walk through here. Isn't that you're saying? Like tracks through the desert? Or is he dirt?
Tracks sometimes don't keep so well in the sand of the desert, but I can go in and see take a look, see what Carmen might have prepared against unwanted visitors, at least.
You can always send Mushi in too. I can't see through him, but I can feel. Maybe get a feel if there's anybody in the cave.
How quiet can Mushi be?
Quiet. He can fly. He'll just fly up and be quiet.
I mean, do you want us
think?
to wait out? We can wait out here.
Is it so? Is there any lights coming from the cave, or is it completely dark?
It's not completely dark because it's still like midday or midday or early morning. And the way the cave's angled, the light definitely kind of goes in and fills it up. It looks like you'd be able to see inside without any sort of light.
Mushi has dark vision too, so he can go in a dark cave and be able to get a sense.
You still do have share senses with Mushi, right?
I do.
Maybe me and Mushi go together. That way, if I get in a tough spot, you know what's happening.
They can all come and get you. Okay. Good idea.
Okay. So, Mushi and Clovis had to sneak up ahead.
No, Mukta.
Oh yeah, that's right. Clovis, but is Clovis going to go into Mushi?
Yeah, so Clovis, you just see his eyes kind of glass
Clovis
over.
in Mushi and Mukta. Both.
now-
Got it.
Mushi.
Okay. So that's what happens. You know, Clovis, you kind of lose sense of the world around you. You know, someone like has to steady you because you lose all sense of your body, and the next thing you know, you're blinking through this tiny, flying, leafy creature, right? Like eyes locked with Clovis. Like you actually, you look back at yourself, and it's surreal to see yourself standing there, and then you turn and you look up, and you know, Mukta, for the first time, you're taller than one of your companions. So why don't you guys give me 2 rolls as we move? What is your exploration activity you guys are taking here?
I mean, avoid notice.
Okay. Okay. So why don't you both give me stealth checks?
But once again, I am always looking for traps.
You are always looking for traps. That is a good. Oh my god! Really, Mushi? Really? Mushi with a natural 1.
Hero point.
Yep, I'll use it.
Cash in that hero point.
Hey.
I'm going to use my hero point as well.
Okay, cash in that bonus hero point from the roll. Oh my gosh! Let's start this campaign off with double natural 1s.
Mushi, you finally do something. God damn it.
I'm not. Well, I'm going to keep that one because Mushi got the natural 1 anyway.
Okay.
That's because he was walking. Now he's going to fly. He'll be
Awesome set of rolls, guys. So as we step in, right? So Mukta, you flutter into the cave, or Mushi's fluttering. Clovis is in his eyes. Mukta is stealthily doing the like sneaky thing. You move in on kind of like the mouth of the cave, and what happens is you see just in around the bend as you get closer, there's 2 bodies lying there dead, just in the front of the cave. Like you go in the mouth of the cave, there's like this sort of little chamber in there, and you can see the 2 bodies just laying on the ground. The area is full of like stalagmites and stalactites from like a few inches to a few feet in length, and it's just this cave, you know, natural system with the 2 dead bodies. And you know, you're giving it a look. It looks completely untrapped and ready to go.
All right.
I think you guys move in like carefully, as stealthily as possible, and 2 things happen at the same time, because Mukta, I did roll a trap finder check for you. Congratulations, we've had our first trap finder check in the campaign. I think that it actually but you rolled a
don't tell me you fell.
You rolled a 16. It was a 4 on the dice. I am sorry. And
Well,
in that case,
how would I be able to use a hero point on that?
You could catch in your last hero point if you want.
I think, I don't want to set off any traps. I'm going to cash it in.
Yeah, this whole campaign you've not had a trap, and you're gonna
roll me up an active perception check.
You gotta do a hero point.
Are you saying? Are you calling for a natural 1 there, Hal?
27.
Okay, 27. So at the last second, something in the back of your head kicks in. It's the Rollsmith whispering in your ear, like says, watch where you're stepping. And you look down and there's this very almost imperceptible thin wire going across the cavern that you stop. You were just about to trip it. And like you stop yourself right before you trip it. And you take a look and you're kind of like following the wire. It goes back to the wall. It goes up and kind of nestled in the stalactites and the stalactites at the top. You see almost like a pail, like a bucket, and it's full of like random metal debris. So you feel like this is probably some sort of alarm system.
I'm going to...
Luckily managed not to step on it.
All right, this is something we can easily avoid.
So it's pretty hard to see. So you can either do one of two things. You can either disable it or, step over it and, point it out to everyone else so they can like try to step over it.
Keyword there, try.
Right.
I'm going to try to disable it.
In that moment, when you're running through the calculations in your head about disabling it or what this or that, Clovis in Mushi's body, who's like kind of flying and trying to stay hidden, bumps like the stalactite at the top, and one of the small ones breaks and falls down and hits the ground and makes a loud echo that kind of like echoes and reverberates through this cave. And that's the natural one stealth. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
As I'm thinking like, okay, I have this whole scenario planned in my head. We're going to disarm the trap. I'm going to motion to Mushi Clovis to have everyone follow in. We'll sneak in, surround Carmen unawares at the campfire, ambush him, and then suddenly...
Yeah, and as the loud banging happens and you like are like, oh shit, right? You hear like kind of a startled, like almost a Metal Gear Solid noise, like the from deeper into the cave. And you hear like some scrambling noises and some movement. Whatever was in this cave is now aware of your presence.
I just look toward Mushi, knowing that Clovis is seeing him, and I'm just motioning for everybody. Let's go.
Yep.
No more elements of surprise. So.
Yep.
I'm shining my shield.
Yep. So at that point, I come back in my body.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the group. So
and I'm also going to try to disarm this alarm as well, just because I don't want.
Right. So Mushi's still in there with you. I'll let the group know. Let's go.
Yep. Go ahead and make a thievery check for me real quick, Mukta, as you you're basically trying to snip the wire and tie it off in a way that it won't trigger the trap.
24.
4 is... Oh my God. It's actually just enough to fail.
Oh,
Carmen's DC is 25.
Oh,
no.
Oh.
Yeah. Carmen's not bad at this. So it works. You snip it, you tie it off, and you set it down, and you're like, you get like this path clear. So you're like, oh, I'm done. And you turn around, and like just as you tied it off, the thread just loosens a bit and falls. The pail at the top falls loose. The bucket hits the ground, and tiny shards of metal and bells and anything loud hits the ground and just echoes and makes it much louder than it was before. If they weren't aware of your presence, they definitely are now. And all of it's comical, right? You're sitting there and like you turn around, Mukta, and right behind you it hits the ground, and there's like 30 seconds of like more noise after more noise after more noise, and just when you think it's done, another
There's
noise.
one more. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one more. And that's going to take us to our break.
Oh.
Gonna roll for initiative.
We're going to come back and we're going to essentially be rolling for initiative in a way. So sorry your stealthy approach did not work. You guys shake off shake off the rest, get the bad rolls out now, right? We don't want to do the bad rolls in combat. So everyone in chat, just as a reminder, we have an active contest going on right now to win your own virtual dice from the Rollsmith. I promise you they roll better than we're advertising right now. All you need to do is follow us on Twitch and type !contest to enter. We will be doing the drawing at the conclusion of tonight's episode. You have about a little more than an hour left to get your entries in. Also, just as a little small announcement, if you're looking for more ways to support Recall Knowledge, today we launched a Ko-fi and a Patreon.
Ooh.
We have more exciting announcements coming on that front soon, but you can find more information by typing !Ko-fi, that's K-O-F-I, or !Patreon, or just finding the links in the YouTube description. We'll be back in 10 minutes with more Abomination Vaults. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back from break. So, players, you find yourselves in Smuggler's Refuge, trying to sneak up on your prey. Instead, you have been loud. Your sneakiest members have both, making mistakes. And in the end, it appears that you have alerted, presumably, what is Carmen Rajani to your presence. What is your next move, adventurers? Heroes of
Loud in
Otari.
there.
There's one more like ding, ding, ding happening.
Yeah.
You guys all came in, so you're all inside the cave now. Yeah, so you're inside the cave, right? There's this stalagmites and stalactites in this room. There's an alcove to the north that looks like a small pool of clear water. And then there's the 2 dead bodies here. Like, you step in right now, you guys become aware for the first time of the 2 dead bodies just lying on the floor.
I'm going to go to the nearest stalagmite and try to get out of any visual range.
Yeah, instantly duck out of view, right? Taking the avoid notice exploration activity. Perfect.
Can I take the scout exploration activity, just keeping my eyes peeled, seeing if there's any movement?
Yeah, for sure. So you're using scouting for this upcoming
+2
exploration.
everyone else's initiative.
Okay.
Awesome.
I was doing
Clovis
some
I'm going to avoid notice.
Okay. And how?
detect magic. What's this going on in here? Is there any sing magic?
You put up like a pulse of detect magic. What's the range on it? I think it heightens now, so you actually get to learn the school of the magic effect, right? It is heightened 3rd, so that is true. So you learn the school magic for the highest level effect within range. So it's still a 30-foot emanation. So boom, in this small area, the stalagmite and stalactite cave, nothing magical comes up.
Okay. These dead people learn on magic, so I think we should be good.
And Lucy is on the stag type. I'm on the might, and he's on the tight. Biden.
So you guys have a marching order for moving into the next room?
I will be in. I mean, I don't know where everyone else is. They're hiding, except for Hal.
Right. I mean, you saw generally, you know that they are kind of hiding in this area. They're not hiding from you, right? So you're kind of aware of their presence for now. But you know that everyone's generally behind you. Like Clovis and Mukta are hiding and kind of following your lead, I guess. Especially if you're scouting ahead to give them the initiative bonus.
Yeah, I'll be around like 15, 20 feet away from Hal. Just in front of everyone, where I think everyone else is hiding.
Okay. So you move into this sort of like cave here, right? And as you step into this cave, right, it's the smuggler's hideout. Rotted crates, forgotten clothes, other debris suggest that this cave is occasionally used but rarely cleaned. Another cold campfire surrounded by logs sits at the cave's center. Faint smell of mildew and a familiar scent for you guys of smoke hangs in the still air. And for just a moment, you're transformed back to the cult of the Canker and the fire you started deep underground. And again, the fire started at the Dawnflower Library. And now the smoke here in the cave. And so you step in, looking, you're on alert, right? You're scouting, you're trying to see if you could find anything. Like as you move in here immediately, you don't actually see anything. But at this point, I do need to have everyone do me a favor. Players, can you roll initiative for me?
Ooh, season 2. Combat.
First comment, and make sure you guys get to add a +2, is it, Nular? +2 to whatever you roll. I'll add it if it makes a difference in the initiative order.
Is it a circumstance or status? Because we have incredible initiative. So that is a circumstance bonus for me and Mukta.
Sorry, guys, it's only +1.
Okay, so it's a +1.
Circumstance bonus.
Circumstance. So does that stack with? You
With
guys have a status one, Hal, or what was your other bonus?
Incredible initiative is a circumstance bonus of +2.
And yours, Ninna, is a circumstance of +1.
+1 circumstance, yeah.
So it doesn't stack.
Yeah.
No.
It does for Clovis though. Okay, so I added the +2 to Clovis. I'll add, I can add the +2 to everyone's just to be thorough about it. But here's what happens. Begin combat. So at the start of combat, Lara, you're looking, you have, you rolled a 17 for your perception and initiative. So you're looking any sign of Carmen. Someone's here, you've heard something, you felt something. It's a dead end cave. There doesn't look like there's anywhere else for anything to go. And in that moment, Carmen Rajani, who is using Avoid Notice and using stealth for his initiative, jumps out from behind a crate. Like he's hiding behind a crate, right? And immediately from out of nowhere, a giant flying hammer, like a light throwing hammer, almost like Thor, flies out and catches you off guard, Nulara. And Carmen Rajani pops out, and an unfortunate side effect, I will say, when I dragged this token to the board, his name was populated as racist Carmen Rajani. Didn't seem completely out of character for him. That's okay. But here's the thing. He has a special ability called Surprise Attacker. Mm-hmm. On the first round of combat, creatures that haven't acted yet are flat-footed to Carmen. So, Nulara, you are currently flat-footed as Carmen Rajani throws his hammer at you.
Do I get to use the reaction still, though?
You probably do have a reaction, yeah.
Okay.
He rolls. It's a 24 to hit you.
Okay, because I have my reaction shield.
Okay. So your AC is 22, right?
Yes. It's 22.
And so it's 22, and then your bonus takes it, your reactive shield takes it to 24, right?
No, because I'm flat-footed, yeah?
Yeah, so then the flat-footed takes it back down to 22. So it's going to hit, but you can absorb the blow, right?
Yeah.
Is that how that works? Okay.
Oh, wait, no, I can't. And gain your shield's bonus to AC. No, I just gained the bonus.
So you can use your reaction
to raise it?
Okay, I see. To raise it. It doesn't seem like it's going to help you in this case, right?
No.
Okay, so Carmen hits you. It's just a critical hit. He throws the hammer, flings out. He does get the sneak attack damage on you. Actually, it didn't do the sneak attack damage. Why didn't it do it? Come on, Carmen. Anyways, he deals an extra 2d6 damage to precision damage. So in total, you take 7 plus 8 for 15 points of damage, Nulara, as he pops out, whoosh, hits you with the hammer.
Ah, there you are.
And then like a blur, right? Faster than you would think, you get hit like in the side of the face with the one hammer, and you look back and there's a second one following right behind.
Like Thor.
This one's going to have the multiple attack penalty. Oh my god, Carmen rolls a natural 1.
Nice.
Hey,
We'll take it.
Let's see those fails in chat.
Yep, Mukta fails in chat for good old Carmen Rajani. So with the second action, he does that. With his third action, he takes cover behind the crate. And that's his turn. And as he's throwing these at you and as he's yelling at you, he's yelling, and he's like, "You'll never take me alive!" All right, Clovis.
Good, that's not our plan anyway.
First one, new spell is going to throw a fireball at his ass. So that's a DC 21, basic reflex.
Right.
Okay.
Bad.
So, yeah, it's a 20-foot burst, so it's going to be like this.
Oh, shit.
That's fine. It catches just him and that whole like area. So he needs to make the reflex save. So.
Yes.
Nope.
Wait, why did it? Like I had you targeted, and for some reason it rolled for you. Oh, I think I know why. Because you as a player can. Anyways, a 7 plus whatever his reflex save is. His reflex save is a plus 19 actually, so that makes it a 26.
So you roll 18, get me all excited, and then.
Well, I rolled a 7 plus his 19 makes it 26, so that's a success. So he still takes half. Yeah, right. So he still takes half damage. So unroll the damage. Okay.
17.
So he takes
After
half of
that,
17. He
was,
gets damage for 8 points.
8. Yep.
Yep. And also, as this, right? This is the first time we see you cast a spell. So, Clovis, explain to us how your fireball looks and acts and how you cast it.
Yep. You see me, I'll take my hands, and you'll see me rear black back, and I have this big old fireball in my hand, and I just throw it right at him.
And in the incinerating blast, not only does like the whole room like end up like after the explosion happens, right? The beds, the campfire, the logs are surrounding it, everything is engulfed and everything begins burning. And he takes 8 points of damage.
Okay. And then I will take cover behind a stalagmite.
Okay, so you're taking cover. Perfect. All right, takes us to Hal.
So I rolled a 15 originally in my initiative, so I'm going to go ahead and delay till after Nulara.
Oh, did you re-roll it?
Yeah, because I was not on the screen.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, so we'll delay you to after Nulara. Let me update that to lower than Nulara. Perfect. Okay, Mukta, you're actually next.
All right. Not really sure what's going on here. I will.
You just know there's a loud fire explosion ringing out from the cave.
Let's see. I have movement here.
So you're moving across the open space. So unless you're sneaking, then he's gonna see you, right?
Yeah. Let's see. I was there, right? I can move here.
Mm-hmm.
And can't really do much. And I wouldn't be able to see him from there, right?
Not from here, no.
Is there these stalagmites here? Are they enough to get cover?
They are.
So could I have moved there instead and try to hide?
Yeah, so you can sneak to there. So make your stealth check as you... Well, technically you're still hidden with your 28 from the start.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll just say you move to there and you're kind of still covered by the stalagmites. That's fine.
Okay. So would he be flat-footed against me then?
Are you gonna make an attack?
Yes.
You beat his perception.
All right.
He is flat-footed in your attack, but he also has the +2 from the take cover activity he took in his turn. So
That's
his
fine.
AC is going to be exactly the same, but your attack does trigger. Your sneak attacks do trigger.
All right. So I'll
Bring it on.
quickly draw my short bow.
No. Resist, Carmen Rishon.
Really?
20 is going to miss. Right into the crate. Boom! Sticks into the crate in front of him.
And then my third action, I will just try to hide once again behind these stalagmites.
Sure. Make that stealth check. And
Man, I'm rolling terribly.
Yep.
yeah.
25.
Rolling middlingly is really...
Even my
really
damage is
good.
only like two on the die.
All right. Up next is Nulara.
Can I get on this space?
Oops.
Might be changed. Time for us.
Yeah, you can get on that space. Bed is caught on fire, so you'd be wedging yourself next to a flaming bed. As long as you don't get like knocked down onto the flaming bed, it's probably fine.
Okay.
There's enough space. Just know that you are wedging yourself between Carmen and a burning bed. Like if he knocks you back onto that space, you might have problems.
I totally forgot about that burning bed. Okay. So let's see here. I will, for my first 2 actions, use the 50 feet of movement to get here.
Okay.
Would the logs be burning?
I mean, the logs are on fire, but not enough. Like you can step over them, you can go around them. You have, 50 feet of movement to get there, and it only costs you 30. You have plenty of plenty of ability to step around this.
If he wants to come in, he can. All right. So, I know he's taking cover behind this crate.
Yeah, he's like using the crate wedging yourself behind the crate in the wall and using it as cover. Yeah.
Can I stand on the crate and try and hit him?
You can't get on the same square as him. Technically, you can't attack him, right? There's nothing stopping you from attacking him. He's just gonna have
The
a
plus.
+2 bonus to his AC. You could kick the crate out of the way or destroy the crate as your action and get rid of the potential for cover. But
No, I'll do this one.
all right,
So with my blade, I am going to attack him.
make sure you target him.
Oh, 30. I tried. Here.
That's fine. Yeah, target him before you roll the damage so you get the cool animations. 30 is going to hit.
Perfect. So that would be
Even through his cover.
14 points of slashing damage.
All right. You cut down the front of Carmen and you draw blood from him.
Okay, and then for my third action, I am going to raise my shield.
Okay.
Actually, no, sorry. Can I take that back? For my third action, I'm going to hit the crate that he's hiding behind.
Yeah. You want to try to destroy the crate? Yeah. Make that attack. It's at a does your sudden charge count as a double attack penalty or no?
No, it's just one attack.
Okay, perfect. Then go ahead and make that attack at the fight penalty. 17's enough to hit a crate, but roll damage.
I was gonna say I'm hitting a crate.
Blow it up. And it's on
15.
fire. And it's on fire, so
yeah, I think 15, like bam, you smash through the burning embers of the crate, fly out. Carmen Rajani no longer has cover from this previously empty, moldy, burning crate. It's destroyed, no problem.
good job.
We don't have to do this. Just give us back the sword. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. And that takes us to Hal.
Don't we though? Don't we?
Dead or alive. Dead or alive.
All right, I want to cast Inspire Courage with Lingering Composition.
Perfect. Make that check. I think the DC at this level is now 20.
Performance.
Level-based DCs at level 5, it's 20. Yeah.
Nice.
29.
Nice.
29 is the success. 1 off a critical success.
3 rounds.
So you guys can add 3 rounds of that Inspire Courage to you.
Then I want to stride over here. And is take cover 1 action? I want to take cover if that is the case.
It is. Take cover is 1 action. You just get behind some sort of cover and then you take cover. Yeah. So you move there and then you actually physically take cover. That makes sense. Okay. All right. That takes us to racist Carmen Rajani. Your stealth was a 25 at the end of your turn, right, Mukta?
Yes.
So yeah, you've beat his perception. So you say all we need is the blade, right? And as he he draws the blade out as he looks at you, Nulara, and he says, "You want my birthright? I'll give you my birthright." And he does this flourishy move, and he tries to bring it down and strike you.
Okay.
I hear that and I go, was it his or Mam's? I'm confused now.
That's a 32 to hit.
Plus 19.
Not a crit because you raised your shield, right?
I'm gonna use my reaction to raise my shield, so it doesn't.
Did you not raise it at the end of your turn? Oh no, you
No,
didn't. You're right.
No, she busted the crate instead.
Perfect. So in this case, you do use your reaction. You get your shield at the last second to raise your AC to turn it from what would have been a pretty strong killing critical hit.
Thinking of yourself for the first time in ever.
I think what happens is you get your shield up and he drives the blade against your shield. And this is your new kind of sturdy shield, right? And his strength, as you see his muscles bulge between his sleeveless sort of arms, you're feeling his strength, all that blacksmithing come through. And he fights his way. He's so strong. He pushes through your shield and the blade still catches you in your shoulder. So you are going to take damage. You take 21 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
So then let's see, is there any other cool abilities he has here? I think what he does next is he actually strides away from you, Nulara, because you destroyed his cover.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to stride back away from you, which does trigger an opportunity attack because you do have it.
It doesn't. I used my reaction.
You used your reaction. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. So he moves away from you, and you're so busy like trying to shield yourself, you're not able to get an attack roll. And he stands like right here, and Clovis is not hidden. You have taken cover, but you have not like stealthed. And so he's got a bead on you, Clovis. Clovis. He's standing right next to you, Mukta. He's standing right over you, right? Mm-hmm. You're crouched low and you're trying to hold your breath. He doesn't appear to notice you as he looks right over the top of you. And like you're sweaty, Clovis, and you see him and you blink. And in that quick blink, he's doing this quick strike motion. Like he's doing this ability, which is called sudden throw. So I need you to make a perception check, Clovis.
Come on, Clovis.
25. So you are not caught flat-footed by this attack. You see it coming. He does not get the sneak attack damage on you, but he does target you with a what do you call it? His light hammer attack at a penalty. So that's a 19 total with your armor class and the cover provided. Not even close.
Nice.
All right, and that's the end of Clovis' turn, that's the end of Rajani's turn, and he's again, this is my sword. I took what's rightfully mine. And Clovis, it's your turn.
All right. Now he targeted me. I'm like, all right, I'm going to use another spell I haven't used yet. I'm going to try it, and I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt at him. Again, it's a DC 21, which we know he's got a 19, so we'll roll it.
He needs a natural one or
basic reflex.
Oh, one.
Got it.
As long as he doesn't critically succeed, so he can at least take.
So you're doing a lightning bolt. Here's the thing I will say, right?
120-foot line, right? So it shouldn't hit.
It would hit me.
It's going through. It's for this lane. It's not hitting Mukta, but it's going right through Carmen, and it's hitting Nulara, who's right behind him.
Oh, because it goes 120 feet. Even if it's
100. It hits everything in that.
Okay.
beam.
Well, if you move, can't you move here and do it?
Yeah, you can come out of cover and do it, but then you're exposing yourself, right?
Yep.
So that's up to you. That's a tough choice to make, right?
No,
position
it's
yourself.
not. I'm gonna hold that because it's again learning the spells, right? So I'll just do sudden bolt.
Okay.
Which will come straight down on top of him.
All right, a basic reflex save. I like that he's got a 19, a plus 19, right?
Yep.
So a 16 plus 19, that's a critical success. He dodges your damage. Again, I'm sorry, but the like lightning starts tingling. You can feel it in the back of his head. Something about him, he takes a step to the side and the bolt hits right where he was a second ago. Completely misses him.
I'll raise my shield.
Okay. Razor shield it is. Mukta, the lightning bolt is right near you. You're crouched low. He has not noticed you. He's right next to you.
Right. I'm going to drop my short bow.
Okay.
That's a free action, right? I'm not going to use quick draw. I'm going to use an action to pull out the dagger of venom.
Okay.
I'm going to use an action to activate it.
Okay. And
then I'm going to strike him with it.
Do it. Put that in chat. We tried this last time. It didn't work because
yes, we did.
Alec was immune, but pretty sure Carmen's just a dude. So you make the attack, right? You've interacted it. So now if you hit him with the poison, he's going to be affected by it. So you have to make the attack and it has to connect.
Yes.
All right. Make the attack. I believe in you.
Oh my God.
No.
Well, a 25 is a miss.
It's flat-footed though against
but
me.
He is flat-footed, and that's why it makes it a hit. Yes.
Yeah, baby.
I think you don't get a nice solid blow on him, but you like pop out from your hiding spot and like get him right across the ankle.
No, at this point, I'll take a regular hit. So.
Exactly. So yes, that hits. Okay, so go ahead and roll damage. The poison's going to take effect on him, so that's 18 points of damage he takes.
Yes.
He's going to make the save. It's a fortitude save against the poison. He gets a 25, and the DC on that is 21.
21.
So he is not affected by the poison. I'm sorry.
Yep. Had to try it.
But that's all 3 actions, right?
That's all 3 actions. Yep.
And you're now like, he cut him, and he looks like down at you, and he sees you for the first time, just like kind of looking up with like a nice soft exposed target. All right.
Yep.
Nulara.
Okay, first action. I am going to stride over these logs.
Right across. If you do that, you're going right across the burning fire, right?
I mean,
like,
I'm gonna go around.
you have enough movement. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Just jump over it.
We should actually measure that to see, because diagonals get a little tricky. So here. That's 20 feet of movement. You're good.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. And then for my second action, I am going to try and hit him with my longsword.
He is flanked by Mukta, so he's
Perfect.
flat-footed.
So that would be 23. Dang.
23 is a miss.
Even
If he wasn't flanked and flat-footed, the 23 is a hit.
Ah, perfect.
It's like, oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I take it back. His AC is not 25 like I thought it was. His AC is actually 26.
Oh,
So
it
I
is?
am sorry, it misses. So you could hero point it if you want.
Yeah, I'll use a hero point.
Perfect. 25 is just not enough. So you're about to strike, and something tells you try again. You hear like a warm embrace, like, no, there. Yeah, that's gonna be enough. 26 is a hit.
17 points of damage.
Boom. Karma Rajani takes 17 points of damage as you right across his back. You catch him by surprise.
It's for the town. Giving us the blade is for the town. And then for my third action, I'm going to raise my shield.
Okay. Perfect. That takes us to Hal.
All right. I will stride over one so I can see what's going on. I see Carmen Rajani's there. So I'm going to go ahead and use a second level telekinetic maneuver to see if I can. I'm not really sure how disarm works, so I'm going to try to do that so I know.
Yep, we're gonna look up the disarm rules.
I think I have that.
So the target, you attempt an athletics check against the target's reflex DC, but in this case, I'm pretty sure the telekinetic maneuver lets you do it as a spell attack, right? Yeah, you use a spell. So make your attack roll. You've got to beat his reflex DC. We already know he has a high reflex DC, so I'll tell you, you need to get a 29 with your spell attack to disarm Carmen Rajani.
Well, let's find out.
Oh no!
23.
You like the telekinetic maneuver juts out. You see his arm go like, ugh, and like almost like leave his arm, but he like holds onto it and brings it back in at the last second.
Reroll using a hero point.
Okay, yeah, hero point it. Let's do it. There we go. First natural 20 of book 2, season 2. Nice.
Let's go.
So in that moment, the blade, the cooperative blade, shoots out of his hand, clings to the ground, like at his feet, like it kind of falls between him and Nulara. We
both look at each other.
Right. There's that moment like where you're both looking at it right at your feet.
Yeah.
Yep. Unfortunately, he is next, and that is my turn.
God.
But does he have to pick it up?
Yes.
Okay, gotta waste an action to pick it up. Yep.
So he does. He has to. So here's the thing, right? He does need to like pick it up. So he's looking at like Nulara and looking at him. He goes for it. He uses the interact action to pick it up, which is a manipulate action, which triggers your attack of opportunity, Nulara. And if you crit, you can prevent him from actually doing the action.
Another crit. Let's do it.
You can do it. Come on, come on. Oh, damn it.
24.
He's still flat-footed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He is. So that's a hit.
Sweet.
Thank you. 17. Another 17 points of slashing damage.
Ooh, he's looking pretty rough here. Let me see something. Yeah. So you hit him, but he does manage to get the blade, right? And like he looks at you. You've got your shield raised. He flails, like he's got this rage, this like panic in his eyes. He flails at you, Nulara, with his second action to attack you. It's gonna be a 37 to hit.
Critical.
That's a critical hit.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, the damage is low. He only rolled 3 and a 1, but that's still 28 points of damage on Nulara.
That's low.
We're good.
It was low from what it could have been.
No, I know. This guy's no joke.
We're good.
And then in this like wild, like he like does that and he spins around and he like kind of does this one big arc move through Nulara, continues it and brings it right down where Mukta is behind him. So he's gonna do a second strike against Mukta with a slight penalty. So that is a nope. Let's not roll Mukta's attacks. All right.
Nice.
That's a 21.
That misses.
Yep.
Oh,
It swings right to where you were. You're like, oh, you saw it coming, and like just a second before his blade comes down into the ground, it buries so strong you see it go into the stonework of the bottom of this cave, right through you, and it misses you.
I give him a little wink.
Yeah, that's his turn. That's all 3 actions. Clovis.
all right. Shield goes back down. All right, I'm going to take one step. Yeah. There we go.
Yes, you will.
I'm going to step right there, and now I am going to fire my lightning bolt at him. So it's a DC 21.
Yep. Rips right down the middle, right? It's like you're threading the needle between like Mukta and Nulara, right?
Yep.
Zoom. All right, he makes a reflex saving throw.
As long as it's not this crit.
It keeps okay. So here's the thing: it keeps using my target and not my selection. So I rolled a 5 plus 19 is 23. So it's a success, but not a critical success. Still takes half damage.
Pretty
Go ahead
much
and
the
roll the
best we
damage.
can hope for with a plus 19. So
Well, a natural 1 would be still a, like
Seven,
potentially a
so
fail.
a
It'd, be
crit fail
it'd actually be a critical fail.
automatically,
Yeah. It would. Well, no, it just takes it one step lower. So even if it succeeds, it takes it to fail. But plus 19 and 1 would be 20, which is below the 21. So if you roll the natural 1, it would be a crit fail.
Yeah.
So he takes half of 27. He takes 13 points. Like, you see him like the bolt like rips through him. Like, and he like, you can see it in his eyes, right? Like you feel the static. It zooms right by you, Mukta. It zooms right by you, Nulara. He's like, and like you watch as like this man like drops to one knee. He's heaving. He's breathing, and you actually watch as he like he drops the blade at his feet, cling cling cling, and yeah, and he's like, all right, I give Mukta, it's your turn.
I know.
Oh, shit.
Carmen. You know what happens to those who betray the Brotherhood.
You
And
can
I'm
see
going
the eyes getting wide.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to strike him with the dagger of venom.
Go for it. Does the venom strike only last for the one strike, or
I think so.
It's just like one dose.
It's once a day. So I can activate it
yeah,
once
you
a day.
poison him, but he yeah, so it doesn't it only once. Yep. Okay, too bad. Go ahead and make that attack roll.
In the mouth.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn it! That would have been cool though.
Your dagger like swings out, and like he reaches his like thick buff arms, and he grabs you by the wrist, and he's holding you, and you can see in his eyes he's just staring right back at you.
Second attack.
You try to wrestle your wrist free to bring the blade in.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
Wow.
The same roll, right?
Wow.
Oh,
No, actually worse, right? So yeah, you bring you like wrestle free, you try to like do another move. He like grabs your other arm again with his other free hand and just like shakes his head at you.
Why not? Third attack.
No honor amongst thieves, right? And then take that third attack.
Now I roll high. Isn't he
That would
flat-footed?
actually, he's flat-footed because of Nulara. So let me ask you this, Nulara: are you aggressive enough to provide flat-footedness for Mukta here? I think yes, in a sense, right? Unless you immediately stood down, this hits. Go ahead and roll damage on Carmen Rajani. With the triple multiple attack penalty, it actually hits.
Yeah, it's crazy.
you plunge, the dagger goes into him, right? And you wrestle through. It gets in. You like get all close up into his space. He's hurt. He's at the near death, but it's not enough to actually finish him.
I got my blow in. That's fine with me. What the group wants to do is up to them.
Yeah, you took the blow, right? So, Nulara, Mukta is acting like Carmen has dropped the sword. He's given himself up, and Mukta is like trying to finish him. And the camera, like, you know, the dagger's deep into Carmen. Carmen's like wrestling against Mukta. And then the camera kind of moves up just a little bit, and standing right over the shoulder is like Nulara with her blade watching this go down. There's a tight shot on your face. What do you do?
I put a hand on Mukta, and then I just quietly go, enough. He's given up.
You let a rabid dog loose, you'll end up getting bit.
It doesn't feel right killing someone who's already giving themselves up.
That's what the group wants.
Yep. So that's what's happening, right? And then the camera shifts across the cave to Hal. You're listening to this go down. Hal, what would you like to do?
Before Nulara's turn ends, I'll say, if this comes back to bite you in the future, don't say I didn't warn you.
Hal, what would you like to do on your turn? Are you standing down?
3rd level magic missile, all 3 actions.
Ooh. Let it rip.
Good job, man. Get him, baby.
So yeah, it actually does an additional missile. So it does what? Four missiles this time?
How old is Rajani? Is he like a...
He's like in his like late 20s, early 30s, probably like early 30s. Yeah. So as you guys are...
Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you for reminding me.
As you guys are doing this, and you're kind of this peaceful, like, no, you know, and Mook's is like, if it comes back to bite you in the ass, this is on you, right? Boom, 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 boom. Missiles fly from around the corner, and Carmen Rajani falls to the ground, unconscious and dying. As like you look up real quick, and you just see Hal. Like, Hal, what are you doing? How do you look? What kind of look are you giving your allies?
So they probably haven't seen Hal. Like, I mean, they probably really don't know what goes on in Dio Bell, but he has this very his look on his face, kind of fierce, kind of older than he really is. A hardness to him that they'd never seen before, and slight smirk on his face as he reaches up and notes fly from his hands, and they alight as they fly through the air and streak around Mukta and slam into his body.
Yeah, and he crumples unconsciously. Oh, you watch him right, like he lands right on your feet, like Miller.
Damn it.
Yeah, and we're kind of out of initiative here. I think at this point, Carmen is like dying, but not, I don't think he's outright dead here, right? He's definitely been knocked unconscious. He's probably making death saving throws. Does anyone go to help him, or do we just let him bleed out? Right? That's the choice here, right? He will die unless you do something to save him. So that is the choice I place at your feet.
I'm not trained in medicine, but I'll try.
Clovis listens to Mukta's words, and Lara, let him go. He's right. We look at all we're fighting.
Some people can't be saved.
Yeah, exactly. And stuff
before
like this
Nulara can get out her healer's kit, I take the dagger and shove it into his throat.
Ooh.
This just leaves such a foul taste in my mouth. Man was giving up.
And with that striking blow, it's not left up to fate anymore. Carmen Rajani passes into the afterlife. Deceased.
Was he the last of his name?
As far as you know.
Mm.
The Rajani line ends here today.
I'll look up towards Nulara and say, your conscience is clear, huh? You did what you thought was right. My hands are the one with blood on them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure this was the right thing to do. It's just personally, it's a foul taste in my mouth.
Yep. I know what you think, but those 2 dead guys in the front, they probably thought he was going to help them too. It wasn't his right to destroy him. The man is a drunk. That doesn't mean he needs to, but you know, as they say, an eye for an eye. So those people up front have probably had no chance against this man here.
He was dangerous.
They probably had families and everything.
Whether he'd given up now, who knows down the line. He might be thrown in a cell. Cells don't hold everyone forever. Trust me. I know.
Yeah. I'm gonna get over it. It's just give me like a minute or two.
Yeah, so you say that, right? And you kind of like look down and like right at his feet, like underneath, like the blood kind of pooling from his body. You see like the cooperative blade lying there in the blood that's like now kind of forming around it.
I grab it, hand it to Mukta. Do you want it?
I'll take it and clean it off. I'll head to the pool.
Yeah, to that little body of water.
Head to the pool in the corner.
So I will drag I drag the cooperative blade to your inventory. Mukta,
all right.
You have it now. It is it's a named weapon. It's called the cooperative blade. It's actually a +1 striking long sword with a little bit of added bonus to it.
All right. I'll wash it off.
Yep. So Mukta goes over. So as you go over to the pool and you start like washing it off in the pool, Nulara, like where are you going? Because like everything around you is burning. There's not even a place to sit and like contemplate or regroup. Like the whole room is on fire because Clovis has lit it, right? He has a wand of fire extinguishing technically in his bag, I think.
I do.
So
put out the fire, let it go. Let it burn, baby, burn.
Let it burn. We're inside. This is gonna be like the canker again.
Well, yeah. So you come over and you're helping put the fire out, right, Clovis?
Yes.
And Hal, what are you doing in this one? Because you're the one that technically ended the fight, right? So you've said this like badass sort of thing, and then everyone has kind of left you to the side. So where do you go do? Who do you talk to, or do you retreat into your own thoughts? What's going on in Hal's life?
I go back to the front of the cave and look at the bodies there and check to see how they died. To confirm my suspicions on Carmen killing them.
Give me a medicine check or a perception check, whatever you think you would use for this.
Well, I guess perception. 21.
So you give it a look, right? You know Carmen's shtick, right? He uses blunt weapons in the hammers. He uses blades. You'd expect to find puncture wounds, slash wounds, anything that marks sort of like damage on these guys. And as you look over the bodies and you turn it and flip them over and look, you realize there's not a single slash or puncture wound on these guys whatsoever. In fact, there's no wound on the bodies that you can find, which is a little odd. And I think in that moment, you're looking closer at it. And with a 21, something else catches your eye here. The light from the outside, the sun, the clouds kind of shift a little bit. The sun shines in a little brighter, which causes your eyes to hurt. And as you're looking at this guy, you realize he's not casting a shadow. And we cut from there. You look up and Mukta's washing the blade in the water. And then in the water, like a little like ripple, a shadowy sort of creature rises up out of the water, Mukta, and catches you by surprise. I need everyone to roll initiative for me again.
What?
Oh shit.
Sorry, Mukta, you are not avoiding notice on this one.
Nope.
You had to wash the blade off. You had to wash the blade.
I think everyone's kind of caught off. This is the sad shadow, by the way. Oh, it rolls a natural one for its initiative, so that's good for you guys. All right. So first to react as you're putting out the fire, Clovis, you look over. I think Hal is like, guys, something about like, you know, not being a shadow. And you hear Mukta kind of, right? And then you're the first to react, Clovis. Your heightened senses tell you there's like some shadowy creature rising out of the pool of water.
All right. So I will move over here so I can see it, and I will cast Acid Splash at it.
Okay. So it's heightened. So now the damage is actually increased.
21.
A 21 will hit it. Yes, a 21 hits. So it takes 5 points of acid damage. Is that right? Is your it actually takes 9 damage because the heighten doesn't work on acid splash yet. It will in the next patch. Yeah. So it takes that, and then it takes 1 more splash damage as the splash hits. Mukta, you take 1 point of splash damage.
Yep.
Sorry, Mukta.
Don't worry about it. Let's kill this thing.
Yeah, and then it's Mukta's turn.
All right. Obviously going to.
It's acid damage, right? Yeah, acid damage. Actually, it resists 5 of that damage you did. So I'm gonna give it 5 hit points back.
All right.
Good to know.
I'm going to probably toss the use an action even to toss the blade backwards. The captive blade, cooperative blade.
Yep.
So I'm not laying it at its feet in case that's what it wants.
Are you trying to throw it clear behind you?
Yeah, I'm just giving it a toss behind me so it's not in front of this creature.
Right. Are you aiming towards Nulara or anything, or just the middle of the cave?
Just back toward. I can't really see Ninna, so I'm just aiming probably.
Perfect.
Back.
You're just throwing that direction. Yeah. Okay. So it clatters somewhere in the middle of the cave. Perfect.
And then I'm going to use an action to draw my rapier with quick draw and strike.
Okay. Make that strike.
Wow.
Well, that is going to miss.
Time to change your dice there.
A 17 to hit.
Change your dice.
Change that
and
dice.
Then third action, I will stride.
Your mama said change the dice.
Let's see, what's the best way to go? 10 feet that way? No, I'll probably go 10 feet there. Stride.
Okay. Perfect.
Sorry, no, I'll probably go 1 more over.
That's all 3, right?
That's all 3.
Nulara.
Okay. Hang on, let me check. Oh boy. I am going to. Don't lag on me now. Okay. 2 actions. I am going to stride to. Wait. Would I have a general idea where Mukta was?
Yeah. You heard him hightailing it out of there, and you heard
you see the sword tossed right here.
Yeah. You're aware of everything that's going on. You might not have eyes on whatever this is, but you have a good sense that something scary is over there.
I'm also gonna die.
Maybe.
Fuck it. Free action. Cause it's cool. Free action. Dropping my sword. Walking to the striding to the sword. For my first action.
Yep.
Second action. Oh, I see it now. Grabbing the blade.
Okay, I'll add the cooperative blade to your inventory.
And then seeing him over there, I'm just going to raise my shield. With
all right,
blade.
Perfect.
Shadow.
That's all 3 actions. That takes us to Hal.
I'm going to stride to that point there, and I'm going to say, I don't think those guys were killed by that blade. I'm not sure.
We're getting attacked.
Okay. You don't look so hot. Here, let me do something for you, and I'll take on my lute, and I will strum it, and I will cast Soothe.
Okay.
I'm a Soothe criminal, and I will cast Soothe on Ninna.
Pharasma, bless you. Damn.
21.
21 points of healing, not bad.
Awesome.
3rd level Soothe. That's all your actions, right? Yeah. So the sad shadow, it's like watching all this and how flares up and shoots out this magical energy, and whatever magical effect you've done has locked it right in on you, Hal. And so it uses its first action to stride right at you. Its second action, the shadowy hand passes right through the center of you. That's an 18 to hit, which I think misses.
That is correct. That misses, as I definitely dodged to the side.
Yeah. You get away from that shadowy touch, and then the second shadowy touch comes out, and so it tries for close this time. 26 Clovis?
That hits.
That does hit. Okay. So it hits you with the Shadow Hand, and you take 11 points of negative damage. It doesn't physically hit you. It passes through you like a ghost, and it hits like your soul. All right, Clovis.
Okay, with that, Burning Hands is a 15-foot cone from where I'm at. Would that not hit Hal if it's going from me out that way?
Yeah, you'd be able to miss Hal.
Okay, I'll do Burning Hands. DC 21.
Put that in
Basic.
chat. Let's see if this works. I want to place the cone just because we have these cool spell effects, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
Perfect.
All right, 15-foot cone, reflex save. Technically, I rolled using your stats again. However, 14. Yeah, it's gonna 14 plus 14. I guess a 28. So it's a success. It takes half damage. All right, it takes 2 points of fire damage, and it's actually resistant to that, and so it takes 1 point. Actually, it's resistant 5. So you burn it, and the shadow gets like lit up and kind of disappears from the brightness of the flame. But when the burning hand goes away, it's taking no damage.
Damn. Okay. So then I will back up.
Yep, it doesn't attack.
Okay. And that is my turn.
All right, Mukta. Are you talking? Because I think you're muted. If so,
I am. I stride
Muted.
one action, stride 20 feet,
okay.
and I will strike with my rapier. It is flat-footed, correct?
It is flat-footed. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Jeez.
Oh my God, Mukta.
Mukta.
I'm
Okay, well,
going
that's a critical.
to strike it again.
Okay, go ahead.
energy. Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
All right.
Nice.
And this is the Ghost Touch Rapier.
It is, and I will say this is interesting because as your Ghost Touch Rapier goes through the shadowy creature, instead of passing through it like you're used to, it makes a solid connection as it like connects with the shadow itself, and it is not resistant to this damage at all.
All right.
So it takes the full 20 point. Oh, I think I did it to you. It takes the full 20 points of damage and like gets really freaking hurt. Like you feel that solid hit, and you feel it like not used to being touched like this, right? It's not used to having physical connection or contact with anything in the realm, and it is looking pretty panicked.
All right.
Good job, Ghost Touch Rune. Money well spent.
Third action, I'm just going to go for another strike. Why not? Sorry. Nulara. I'm going to move away to allow Nulara to get in.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go back to where I was.
For sure.
That's
all
my
right,
turn.
Nulara. The cooperative blaze in your hand. The shadowy creature is right on Hal.
For my first action, I'm going to stride right to where Mukta was, and then
Perfect.
for my second action, I'm going to hit at the sad shadow with the cooperative blade.
Okay.
That would be a critical natural one.
Another natural one, man, from that same spot. It's the cursed spot.
It is a curse.
It's a miss.
But if it's like before, this next hit would hit. So I'm going to hit it again.
History repeats itself. Do it again. This time with the penalty.
It does.
It works the second time. 22 is a hit.
Ooh, that would be about 12 points of damage.
Okay. 12 points of damage. This blade doesn't have a ghost touch rune on it, so it is resistant to 5 of this. So it does take 7 of the damage. But I think as you carve through, like, it hits it. It doesn't have that solid connection like the ghost touch rune. But in that moment, the shadow like withers, dissipates, it's gone, and like left there standing is just Nulara with the cooperative blade in your hand over what was your defeated foe. and we are now like kind of like out of combat.
Did you punch it, Nulara? Did you punch that ghost?
No, I hit it with a blade. That Mukta drop. Mukta, here you go. It's pretty well balanced.
It's yours. Keep it.
Huh?
So I'm going.
Yeah, so
Keep
it
it.
seems like, you know, you're out of danger. So we're back into like, you know, role play mode or whatever. I startled you with the shadowy creature. It's fine.
Can I use recall knowledge, spirit lore to see what this thing might have been?
Yeah, for sure you can. Absolutely.
awesome.
Recall knowledge, one of the best skills in the game.
That's a 24.
Yeah. Yeah, this you definitely learn what this thing is. So with your lore, these are what are known in the occult realm and the spirit realm as shadows. Not I mean, technically they are undead. They're mysterious undead. They're known as shadows. They lurk in dark places and feed on those who stray too far from the light. They have the ability to sort of you know, attack you enough and like steal your shadow from you. And then if it steals your shadow, it can raise it as a shadow alongside of it. And when it attacks, when it damages things, it doesn't leave physical trace on the body. The only telltale sign that this thing has killed something is that usually it doesn't have a shadow. Even the dead body no longer casts a shadow.
All right.
And because this, I'll tell you one weakness that you know about this. It has a weakness known as light vulnerability. So in a pinch, if you don't have a magical weapon, if you have a weapon that has like magical light shining from it, like the light spell, for instance, it can overcome its like non-magical resistance. But it has to be on the weapon that strikes it.
Okay.
Hey, Harold, you look kind of dirty. You gonna go take a bath in that water?
Okay. You're probably right. Let me clean off my hands real quick. I feel dirty for saying that Carmen killed those guys out front, but clearly that wasn't the case.
I'm sure it was the right thing to do. He was a racist.
Just because the token said racist doesn't make Carmen Rashani racist.
It's canon in our game now. Sorry.
Yeah, if the token says racist, he's racist.
Drunk,
Token doesn't
yes.
lie.
Asshole, yes. Entitled, yes. Rough around the edges, yes. I don't think I would personally call Carmen racist in context of our game, but maybe as a dark side I don't know about.
That's how the algorithm described him.
Back at the shop, there's a sign that we just kept missing. It's like no Yosoki, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he was racist.
Yeah.
Clovis whispers to Nalara. There you go. If we stay here long enough, we can get Hal to spend the night outside.
Oh, but I forgot my tent.
Oh, yeah, we promised him we'd let him.
You don't need a tent
in a
here.
tent.
You're in cover, right?
Yeah, we want him out under the stars.
If Carmen had a tent or a sleeping bag or anything, it is now incinerated.
Sorry.
Would I know of any reason why the shadow would have not attacked Carmen?
It's a good question. Why don't you make you can make another recall knowledge now that you know what this is to see if you can like somehow piece this together.
Can I use
Like,
spirit lore again?
You can use spirit lore, yeah. See if there's maybe something you can piece together, right? Like, is there a reason where they in league with each other?
It's a 28.
Nice.
Right. So 28 is a good roll. It's a success. I think you not so much piece together that maybe Carmen was in league with it or working with it. Shadows generally are ones that like to like kind of pick and attack things and surprise things and startle things. And potentially Carmen, who has been kind of around a fire, a lantern, some sort of light source, potentially was enough to make them not take their chance on him. So I don't think there's any clear reason you can think of as to why the shadows didn't necessarily attack Carmen. The only thing that you maybe can piece together is either A, they were scared of the fire and stayed away from him, or they hadn't noticed him, as odd as that may seem. And as you're piecing this together and you're looking at the shadow and you're looking at Carmen, you're trying to figure out the situation, your eyes are instinctively drawn to the fat coin pouch on the now dead, covered in blood Carmen Rajani.
I'm going to go over there and try to discreetly take it.
Make a thievery check for me. Is thievery the closest we have to this sort of effect, right? Yeah. Oh, make a stealth check. Either thievery or stealth. They're both the same for you, so it doesn't matter.
All
Natural
right.
1. Come on, baby.
You're basically trying to beat everyone's perception DCs.
No.
I will say, Hal, while you're sitting here, you just casually, as you do every so often, put out one of your detect magic pings, and you get a ping of enchantment magic coming from the area that you did not know was there before. I think a 29 is enough to beat everyone's passive perception, so you snag all the gold off of Karma Rajani's body. I will go ahead and drag that to your token. You get 110 gold pieces.
All right, and then
So
110. You said?
I added to your sheet. Yeah, 110.
Okay.
I dragged it. So also, like in the aftermath of this, looking at Carmen, he's got some very nice studded leather on. Hal, with your magic, you are able to piece together. This is magical +1 studded leather. If any of you would like that.
I'm sorry, what happened? I was just being quiet over here.
I sat, during that time, I sat right next to Hal and just nudged him because he was so quiet. You all right there?
Oh, I thought they killed those men out front, those people. I was wrong. I'm sorry. What happened? I feel a little, I don't know. You've done this more than me. I feel a little dirty and I can't get it off my hands.
It goes away. As sad of a fact as that is, it really does.
Okay. That armor he's wearing is, has some magic if you want to wear it.
I did add it to your inventory, Nilara, just because you're the one that can carry things the most, so it's valuable even if you don't.
I'm wearing Otari's armor, of course. That is probably better. Zemir always wears the Otari armor.
I think from here there's sort of like this montage as you guys like go back to town. You've got the cooperative blade, you've got what you came here for. I guess the real question is, what do you do with Carmen's body?
I was
bring it back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can.
Yeah,
like I think I have a burlap on my inventory or something.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Just.
Okay. Yeah. So you go ahead and wrap up the body and carry it back to town. There is a 50 gold bounty, dead or alive, right? That you were aware of.
Before we get to the town, I'll say, Nilara, if you were going to bring that to the guard, maybe I should hold on to the cooperative blade and not go with you.
Yeah. I don't mind.
We're going to tell him we didn't find it?
I think that's best for now.
Yeah.
I don't think I can lie. So maybe Hal can come with me. I'll just carry. And if they ask, he can answer for me. Can you? Because if I try and lie to them,
where's his body? Ask my friend.
Where's the sword?
And Nilara's too tall for me to hold her shoulder, so I'm going to try, like, pat her on the hip almost and be like, remember. I'll look towards the rest of the group. My hands are the one that have blood. And when I do that, I'm going to try to stealthily put 100 gold into Nilara's pocket.
Okay, that's a thievery check for sure.
Nice.
I hope Clovis is the one that catches you again. He's always catching you going in everyone else's pockets.
28.
No, I think that beats everyone.
So Clovis, you can take out the 100 gold from me and then put the 100 gold into Nilara.
Right. I think I can drag it easily enough. Let's see. Yeah. So Nilara, you're gonna somehow find yourself with 110 extra gold pieces next time you check.
Brelda. Why would you give it back?
And then I wrap the cooperative blade and sneakily make my way probably to probably not the Rowdy Rockfish, because I'll probably go to the Crook's Nook.
Crook's Nook. Okay. And I think that this kind of triggers like this sort of montage of events. You know, we have you guys taking the body back to like Captain Longsaddle and like the town, seeing Carmen. There's that sort of like montage of like them asking you like, where's the blade? And you're like going, I don't know, right? Like we didn't find the blade, right? And like how like spinning a story and trying to explain what's going on. We see like Mukta back at the Crook's Nook. I assume you're kind of sitting across and exchanging like a knowing like like a look with like yin, and she knows, and she slides you like a drink on her, and she takes one with you. And there's just that, there's no sound to these montages, right? But we get the feeling of what's going on. And as this montage is playing out, we hear like the voice of Rin Savinsky kind of like talking over it. And it's like, you know, the threads of fate are clear here, Elenir. The stars do not lie. Something sinister lurks below the vaults. And then there's like a sort of like more montages, more times passing. We see Mukta being trained by Morley Bent in the finer elements of rare document handling. He's droning on, and we can see Mukta's trying his best not to tune out the poor guy. We see like, you know, Clovis packing his bags. Everyone is like getting all their gear ready for another trek into the Abomination Vaults. Nulara is sitting on the blade, like sitting on a bed, and there's like in like secret, right? And you see that she kind of unravels the burlap sack, and she just eyes on this cooperative blade, this sword that's like ancient, thousands of years old, not a single tarnish on it. Like there's weight to this, like, you know, emotional weight more than just like weight, but it's a finely made blade, right? Behind her on the bed, we see Clovis sitting, whispering Reed's book out open as he is turning the pages, you know, reading the information. And back to Rin, like, I cannot see beyond this moment. Something blocks my vision, makes it harder to see. I think it's still undecided. Or something more powerful doesn't want me to see. A small scene outside the Rowdy Rockfish. We see Doriana Menhems blushing as she's talking with Hal Harmony. He's oblivious to the way she's looking at him. We can't hear them, but from the expressions we can see, he is recounting a great battle with Volok. She turns and looks away, called by somebody off screen. As she turns back to Hal, tells him goodbye, and gives him a kiss on the cheek before running away. I do not know what awaits these poor souls, only that it will be significant, an event that will become a major milestone in their lives, for better or for worse. The crew is packed up, heading towards the gauntlet. We see them enter the door towards Volok's lab as they disappear from the camera, walking down beneath the gauntlet, all 4 icons of the Rose Guard in tow, ready to unlock the mysteries that await below, and we fade to black. And that is the end of episode 1. Whew.
Ooh.
That was good.
You did it. You got the blade. Yeah, that was an intense
awesome.
moment, guys.
That was awesome.
Yep.
I wasn't sure. I never knew how you guys were going to react in that moment, and it was heavy, man. That was cool.
All right.
Mukta had no intention of letting him out of that cave alive.
Oh, that was fucking awesome.
Yep.
There's a lot of like moving pieces and different motivations here, and everyone's doing their thing, and it's cool, and I like it. It's, whew, I wasn't sure. So that was definitely a lot of fun. But that's going to do it for us this week on Abomination Vaults.
No.
Yeah. Thank you to Ninna, Richard, Mike, and Rick for playing with me. It's been a fun night, as always. Thank you to the viewers, both live with us now and on Twitch, and those of you watching later on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and follow. Real quick, let's pull up our winner for the $5 gift card. And you know what? We didn't have a lot of people enter tonight. One of them is me, and one of them is Ninna. So in that case, I'm going with the only person that's not part of the crew, and that is Lynx Sakatwish. Nobody else. We had a lot of people in chat. Nobody entered, so that's Link LYNCS CWTSH. Congratulations on winning the $5 gift card. I will message you on Twitch in a second, and I will get you your prize code. I hope you enjoy it. It's really awesome. Big thanks to the Rollsmith again for this giveaway. Definitely go out there, go check out their website, either !Rollsmith in chat, or visit therollsmith.com. Thank you to Molten Hosting for providing our server hosting and making it so easy. Check them out at moltenhosting.com or type !Molten Hosting in chat. I hope you guys all enjoyed this kickoff experience for Hands of the Devil. Join us next week as we unlock the Abomination Vaults and go further down to see what sinister secrets they hold in the hands of the Devil. Now, just quick note, we've become aware of an event happening next Wednesday, September 1st. Hashtag a day off Twitch is happening. They're trying to put pressure on Twitch to force them to take the chat moderation tools most seriously. And the hate rates that are going on, that since that happens to fall on our streaming night, we are going to be joining in solidarity with that boycott, and we will not be streaming next Wednesday as part of the show. But instead, next week, we're going to broadcast our game on Sunday, August 29th at 7 o'clock Pacific, and we will resume the Wednesday broadcast the following Wednesday, September 8th. So we will see you next time this Sunday for episode 2 of season 2, Hands of the Devil.
Sunday.
Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye, everyone.
Hi, David, on Thursday.
Yeah.
We fade in from black. We can see the face of Carmen Rajani. He is bloodied, bruised, and we can hear him speak. It's mine, I tell you, the sword is mine. The words quiet a bit as the picture of Carmen distorts, until we can see it as a reflection bent across the surface of its sphere. The camera pulls back slowly, and we see a crystal ball atop a desk. The desk is covered in all manner of paperwork. The smell of ink and brimstone fill the room, overwhelming our senses. And we see the arm of a creature, a long red hand with black nails tapping on the desk. The camera stops, only showing us the creature from behind, and only this arm, tapping, listening, watching. In the crystal ball, we see Carmen, dagger plunged into his back, riddled with magic missiles as he collapses to the ground, his neck slashed by the Yosoki standing over him. We can see him lean in, watching intently what is happening in this moment. The face of Carmen is replaced in this crystal ball. We see a new face, new Lara, blood splattered and fierce. Slowly, the other faces come into view. The rest of the heroes of Otari, one by one, each come into focus, ending on Mukta. The creature sips its goblet, sets it down. We hear only a single utterance here in the quiet of this office. Well then, what do we have here?